back to the Bradley Beal situation. What would you like him to do?
Get the hell out of the Wizards.
Big time.
If you here's again, this is one of those bag versus.
It is.
If it's just about the bag, you sign your 5-year deal for as much as they'll pay you, and they probably have no choice but to pay you. But if you value like enjoying the game of basketball again and maybe achieving anything in a playoffs or on a team level, you go somewhere else.
Now the Wizards they're not in the worst situation.
They've been dysfunctional forever.
Dysfunction, but they have some pieces there. They have some things.
Not
there.
enough, and he's been there too long with nothing happening. And you think by signing for as much money as they could give him, that's going to increase franchise flexibility, and they're going to have a couple more moves up their bag? Dude, go.
Why can't Russ do both? Why can't he get his bag and then force a trade like a year down the line?
Russ or Bill?
I'm sorry, Beal.
Bill, okay.
Bill.
Force a trade a year later?
Yeah,
that's
been the trend recently.
Yeah, but waste another year of your career.
He's already wasted X amount of years already.
I know, but at some point you got to do something.
But to his point, that has been the motto.
That's a move, yeah.
Recently,
it is a move.
But my thing about that is that I don't know. I'm not the biggest Bill guy. I don't know if you guys are, but
I'm not huge on him
so my thing is if he gets the super max. And then he comes out and performs either the same or a little bit less than what we're used to. Now we don't like Bill for the contract that he's on.
I agree.
Now the league is looking at him differently, and if he tries to force a trade, then what can you get for him? It's a shitstorm comes about.
I look at this as he's at an interesting crossroads. He's still in prime years. He hasn't been healthy, but if he's healthy now, he's in prime years. Age hasn't kicked in, and it's like this is your decision. You're a free agent. You can choose your own destiny now. And that's what I'm looking at. Do you find a way to leverage yourself to maybe the Heat or even the Lakers for that, or somewhere where you can win? Or do you just say, hey, man, I'm going to just, take what the Wizards gave me.
But Beal is not that guy.
I doubt he is, but this is
not that point.
Litmus test moment.
No, not that
he
point.
Defines himself.
I think that matters for the Greek freaks, for the Embiids, LeBrons. I don't think he's a tier 2 guy, and I don't think it matters because no one is going to
matter what, where
his legacy,
this
doesn't matter.
This is about him.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't. It doesn't impact him. We're not going to look 10 years down the line and back. Bradley Beal didn't win a championship. Damn, that guy.
What about Dame?
Huh?
What about Dame Lillard?
Dame is in a different boat. He's a superstar. We do care if he wins or not.
But he's still
Bradley
projected
Beal,
to possibly re-sign in Portland, and they have no hope in sight.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Well, Dame's positioned himself in that weird thing where he's kind of been Portland ride or die.
Loyals.
And he's kind of boxed himself in.
Yeah.
If he suddenly suddenly pressures for a trade or a move, it kind of undercuts what he's been about.
What's better to you? I mean, is it better how the public views you in Portland, or what's your actual legacy going to be? Because right now, he's not going to get mentioned with the Stephs and everybody else of this era.
Yeah, I agree with you. I am a what's best for you guy. My advice to Beal, my advice to Dame Lillard, is the way this league is constructed. Good teams win, individuals don't, and if you value winning, go where that can happen. Don't hold on to a pipe dream in Portland. Don't waste your days with the Wizards. Go to a team that can win, because that's special. Winning at a high level is a special thing to be treasured and valued. And again, you may not make the exact top dollar, but you're not broke. You're not getting $30K to be a Laker. You're going to get millions of dollars. And I would love to know this because I don't know the answer to it. But what is the true import of off-court earnings? Being part of a winning team. Klay Thompson, like Draymond Green. What are their off-court earnings? And I have no idea. But being part of this Warriors dynasty or era, there's got to be a transferable value to that. And even if you look at Draymond, if Draymond had toiled for the Hawks for the last 9 years and been in the playoffs 3 times,
we wouldn't know.
He doesn't have a podcast. He doesn't have all this other stuff.
We wouldn't know.
And that's what I'm going. Bradley Beal toiling away in Washington doesn't matter. If he gets somewhere where it matters and rises to that moment and performs, and I'm not saying he's the Greek freak, but if he becomes a guy that you get him in a playoff or a finals and he's hitting shots and playing well in big moments, That's different for him.
Could he be the best player in a series? Or
Absolutely
even
not.
better yet,
No.
the best
No,
player on the
absolutely
championship winning
not.
team?
No.
Then he's not worth that deal.
No, I agree with you. It's not worth the deal. But my what I'm saying for Bradley Beal is there a way, if I'm taking less money or whatever it takes, to get to a team that I could then win?
Now, the overall, and it has already been reported, that's initially who Embiid wanted. And actually, Daryl Morey
Bradley
actually confirmed it, that the
Before
trade
the Harden move.
the trade was done
Okay.
for Bradley Beal.
Okay.
Like, the trade was done. And how he phrased it was, the player we had in mind, something happened, which was he got injured and was out for the rest of the year.
Gotcha.
And we felt like we needed to make a move now for Embiid and things like that. So I think that now with that, I think he fits better with Embiid, and he's a second star. And I think that's his role, second star on a championship contender.
I think we're all in agreement on that. He's not a number one on a championship caliber team.
But you can get but then you can get paid as a number one. Like, who remembers number twos on like on regular playoff teams and maybe one championship here too? Nobody remembers the number 2, number 3 guy.
No, and I'm not making the argument that cast your legacy for perpetuity.
So why not get the huge bag?
You're setting
If
up
I'm
your family for
Beal,
generations.
My point is, I'm taking the bag if I'm Bill.
I know you would.
But but that's not for every player.
That's not for me.
If I'm Dame, I'm going to leave for a winning opportunity. If I'm Greek Freak, if I'm this, if I'm that. But if I'm, if I'm Jalen Brunson, if I'm Bradley Beal, if I'm those guys, I'm going to take the bag because nobody cares about me. Nobody really
But
cares.
it's caring about yourself that I'm talking about. And if you can't buy being on the Warriors and winning a title. You can't buy that. Like, to be in that moment, to experience that. The rest of the league is sitting at home and you're putting away the Celtics and you're on that floor existing in that moment rather than 8 years of winning 40 to 32 games. That's fucking miserable. I mean, if I leave the JCC with a losing record, I don't have a good day. That's who I am. But if you want a bag, take it. And it's everybody's choice. You do what you want.
The problem now is we live in an era with social media where people are easily accessible. So now you go to a new team, you go chase the bag, but then now the fans are going to be pissed off with you because you don't live up to those expectations for the massive deal. So now people are cussing you out, tormenting you on social media every day. They're fucking destroying your fucking house or doing all types of crazy shit.
Yeah.
Dude, it's a quality of life issue too. Like think about Klay Thompson. Like, who hates Klay Thompson? Who's taking a shit in his front yard?
Nobody does.
Like versus Jalen or Julius Randle. And he, like, his first year in New York, he was kind of vibing with the city. They loved him. And next year, dude, you're a bum, you're whatever, get your stupid kid out the freaking court and all that stuff. Like, it's crazy like that. But, you could put your headphones on or your ear pods in and forget that this is happening, but that's a quality of life issue too, man.
Yep.
They only love you till they don't.
Yeah. You'll see these like commercials and pseudo inspirational things. It's like, they'll say you can't take the money to the grave, but you like the experiences you have in your life. And again, this is all in a context that nobody's broke. Nobody's poor. I get it. If you're, and I just watched a Disney movie on the Greek Freak the other day.
That's a great movie.
If you're, an illegal immigrant in Greece and you're sharing shoes with your brother, fuck, give me the max with the Wizards. I'll take it. This is better. But if it's take the max with the Wizards or take 25% less and be a buck on a playoff team, dude, make your decision, live your life, but think about that.
Should the Wizards let him walk and just do a complete rebuild? Because honestly, you've seen what Bradley Beal.
No. You have to sign the trade. You have to get something for him. That's been your number one asset for the past X amount of years.
But what are you going to
You just can't let him walk. You can get a lot of stuff. You can get anything. It don't matter what you get. You have to get something.
You can get Tobias
Harris. You can't let
Harris.
Bradley Beal move. You can definitely get Tobias.
I'd rather have a sack of Bubba's condoms than Tobias Harris.
Yeah, yo.
Hey, man, we're trying to offer you just about anything right
That's
now.
a great suggestion. I love that.
No,
suggestion,
like, what if he?
But
could,
no, seriously.
What if he could get to the Bucks for Chris Middleton and some pieces?
Yeah. And I mean, and that's just thinking without thinking about the finesse of it.
Yeah.
That's a fairly good trade on
do
both
that
sides.
100%,
I would
yeah.
do it on
Agreed.
both sides. There's positives to it.
Yeah.
That's fine. He can get to a better situation. We know that. If he wanted to, he can get to a better situation.
If I'm advising him, that's what I'm telling him to do.
Yeah.
You want to
That's
know who
my
I
point.
think is a good player for him, and they have the pieces to get him if they wanted to. Golden State. You mean to tell me you could offer
For Bradley Beal, you're saying?
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
you have Kuminga, you have Wiseman, you have those first-round picks, you have Moses Moody, who they just drafted, all still a
They
prospect.
kicked around the tires prior.
I mean, Jordan Poole, for that matter.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. No, the Warriors are in a really special position.
Playing with house money.
Yeah.
No, they are.
I mean,
they're going to
they
lose
are.
a couple of players, but they have some to replace them already on the roster. So
Yeah,
it's-
I mean,
you know.
and I'm not. I mean, again, if Wiseman were truly something special, we would know it by now. But he remains intriguing, like an athletic 7-foot guy to a team that's undersized. Like that becomes a piece that has some value, and could really help them on the court. And they're in a wonderful position.
Think how scary that team is because if Wiseman just pans out and they just won a title with Looney, it's going to be crazy.
Exactly.